New fiscal year has begun without a fiscal plan to support it. The state budget was due yesterday, but lawmakers and the governor failed to reach an agreement and beat the clock. So what now? Dennis Owens is live at the state capitol with the latest. Dennis.
Taylor, that's a very good question. We can tell you that the Senate was supposed to have a session tonight. They have canceled that. It appears the Independence Day weekend, the 4th of July weekend, will be a busy one here at the Capitol. I have with me Matt Bradford, state representative outside Philadelphia. You're the appropriations chairman on the Democratic side. What is the exact up-to-the-minute update on where we are with the budget?
Fluid and frustrating is probably the two best ways to say it. The Senate has just changed their schedule. It's potential that House Republican leadership will be delaying coming back. So I think it's still very much up in the air.
I don't know if people can see it, but you got a red, white, and blue striped shirt on. I guess you were anticipating coming to Harrisburg and maybe being here through the 4th of July weekend?
Maybe not anticipating, but fearful.
What's the sticking point, and what's the path forward in your view?
Well, I think there was a mistake made earlier this week in a pretty spectacular fashion. Republicans interjected abortion politics into a budget process that was always going to have some challenges. So the non-preferred, their desire to defund Pitt, I think was a mistake. That has continued to ripple through the process.
And that is a problem, one of the things that's a sticking point now, because we were hearing education funding. The governor wanted $1.8 billion additional. Senate Republicans were only about $800 million. Is that about right?
So I believe we're about $850 million, and I believe that number has the potential to garner support, obviously, in our caucus. Listen, the governor has recognized he's never going to get everything he wants. Republicans, to their credit, have suggested more money into the rainy day fund. The governor's out there speaking about his desire to see another $2 billion. This is a man who came into office with $200,000 in the rainy day fund. We're talking about $5 billion. So I think you're seeing a desire to have a bipartisan split-the-middle approach on targeted investments while we make necessary savings.
My last question to you, Republican conservative Dawn Kiefer from York County said to me yesterday, look, when I came in just 5 years ago, the budget was at $30 billion. We're now north of $40 billion, a $10 billion increase in 5 years. That's too much, she says.
Well, I would disagree with her numbers. Frankly, I think they're fundamentally wrong. Listen, I would tell you the Commonwealth has to make some real decisions, though, about the future of this, about this great state. We've got to talk about target investments in education. This budget proposes targeted corporate tax cuts. We have large demographic challenges. We're an older state. We've got to talk about how we're going to grow it. My view, my vision is clearly about education funding. It's about attracting business. This budget and these dollars give us an opportunity to do that. So I would say to Dawn and similarly minded people, okay, what's your vision for Pennsylvania? How do we grow this state? How do we attract young people to come here, businesses to grow here? That's the long-term solution to this Commonwealth. And again, I don't think you're going to do that with rhetoric. You got to have real ideas.
The last question, a big question on the day after the budget was due. When are we going to have a budget?
Later than I would like it, but hopefully the product will make it all worthwhile.
Okay. Matt Bradford, thanks so much. I really appreciate your time. Taylor, that's the very latest from here at the Capitol. No budget yet, and really no end in sight at this point. Let's send it back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dennis.